Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking you into a really dark story from Oman. It's about ambition, money, and a shocking betrayal in Al Buraimi.
Yeah, it's a case that really shows how sometimes the most dangerous threats aren't strangers.
Hmm.
They could be incredibly close.
Exactly. Fueled by greed, hidden by trust.
That's right.
So our mission today is to follow the investigators step by step as they piece this together. It starts with a missing persons report. Well, actually just a missed phone call.
And ends with this truly horrifying discovery and the killer revealed almost by accident.
Let's start right there. At the scene, Al Buraimi's commercial market. It's busy, noisy.
Oh, yeah. Picture the heat, the crowds, all the usual market smells, spices, food, dust, a total sensory mix.
But then a sanitation worker, someone used to all that, notices something off.
Something really wrong. There's this red car parked. It looks out of place.
How so?
Well, it's covered in dust, like it hasn't moved in days, which is odd for such a high traffic spot. But the real kicker is the smell. He smells this awful, pervasive odor coming from the trunk. Something rotten.
Ugh. And that's not all, is it?
No. If you look really closely, there's also this faint residue. Dried blood along the edge of the trunk, the bumper.
Wow. So he calls the police.
He does. And that call, based on those small details, the dust, the smell, the blood, that's really the first thread they pull in this whole investigation. It tells them something terrible has likely already happened to the missing women.
So let's back up a bit. Who were these women?
We're talking about Malak, who was 42, and her daughter Rose, in her mid-20s, both originally from Syria, living in Al Buraimi.
And they weren't just living there, they were business owners, right?
Yeah.
Successful ones.
Very successful. They ran this high-end clothing boutique near the market. They were known for being really ambitious, very driven.
And this success wasn't accidental.
Not at all. They were sharp. Apparently, they'd lived in the UAE before and used previous relationships, marriages, to secure the capital they needed to launch this boutique in Oman. It was a calculated move.
So, high flyers, making good money.
Definitely. Very visible in the community.
Okay, so things seem fine on the surface, but the first sign of trouble doesn't actually come from Al Buraimi.
No. Interestingly, the alarm first goes off far away, in Syria. That's where Malak's son, Fadi, lives.
What tipped him off?
Routine. Just a break in routine. Malik called him every single morning, like clockwork.
And one morning, she didn't call.
Exactly. So Fadi tries calling her back, and her main business phone, the one she always had on her, the one essential for her trade, it's off.
That's definitely a red flag for him.
A huge one. He knows this phone is her lifeline. Then he tries Rose's phone also off. Tries the apartment, the boutique landlines. Nothing.
So he starts to panic.
Understandably. He reaches out to the person he trusts most there, their closest friend and neighbor, a woman named Falak.
Falak. Okay, the friend and neighbor. What does she do?
Well, Falak seems helpful at first. She checks the apartment, knocks, no answer, reports back everything's locked up tight.
And the car.
Ah, yes. Crucially, Falak tells Fadi that Malik's red car isn't there. It's missing.
Okay.
And she suggests, maybe they took one of their rare quick trips over the border, maybe a 3-day buying trip for merchandise, and just forgot to tell him this time.
A plausible explanation, I suppose. Did Fadi buy it?
It seems like it gave him enough pause, enough hope, that he waited. He waited 2 more days before officially reporting them missing to the Omani police.
2 critical days.
Absolutely critical. Because, as the police would soon discover, Malik and Rose were already dead by the time Falak was giving Fadi that reassuring story.
So the Omani police finally get the official report. What's their first move?
They moved pretty quickly to rule things out. Checked immigration. Nope. Malik and Rose hadn't left Oman.
So Falak's buying trip theory was out.
Immediately. They also checked surveillance on the main roads out of the city. Their red car hadn't passed any checkpoints.
Okay, so they knew the women and the car had to still be somewhere in or around Al Buraimi.
Exactly. The net tightens.
What about those ex-husbands in the UAE? Given the financial background, surely they looked into that.
Oh, absolutely. That was an early line of inquiry. But it seems those connections, any financial disputes from the divorces, were pretty old. Long severed. They were cleared quickly.
So leads drying up until they connect the dots back to that sanitation workers report.
Precisely. 2 days after Fadi's official report, they zero in on that dusty red car parked in the commercial area.
And when they arrive?
They secure the scene, cordon it off, and then they open the trunk.
And this is where everything changes.
Completely. It goes from missing persons to a horrific homicide scene in an instant.
What did they find?
Not merchandise. They found 2 bodies. Female. badly dismembered and partially burned.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the documents found right there in the car residency papers, a driver's license confirmed the identities almost immediately. It was Malak and Rose.
Just awful. So the initial thoughts must be robbery gone wrong, or maybe rage.
That would be the typical assumption with such violence. But here's the first major puzzle.
What's that?
All their valuables were still there. Money, personal belongings, even those cell phones, the dead ones, still with the bodies.
So not a robbery. The motive wasn't theft.
Right. It points to something else, something more personal, perhaps.
And the medical examiner's report, did that clarify things?
It added another layer of, well, chilling detail. The cause of death wasn't a stabbing or shooting. It was manual strangulation.
Strangulation. This is intimate, close-up.
Extremely. It takes sustained force. It suggests the killer knew them, was physically close to them during the act. It implies a personal connection, or maybe intense hatred.
And the dismemberment.
The ME confirmed that happened after they were already dead. Done with something like a cleaver, a satyr, a common heavy knife.
So not a crime of passion then. The dismemberment was planned.
It looks that way. It suggests an effort to dispose of the bodies, to destroy evidence. This wasn't a frenzied attack followed by panic. It was methodical.
Planned, calculated.
And the ME estimated they both died around the same time, about 2 days before the car was found, consistent with the timeline.
But this meticulous planning created a huge problem for the investigators, right? The crime scene.
Massive problem. Where did the actual murders happen? The car was clean inside, upholstery wiped down. That wasn't the primary scene.
What about the apartment? The boutique?
Both searched top to bottom, completely clean, pristine, no blood, no signs of a struggle, nothing disturbed. The killer, or killers, had done an incredible job erasing the location.
So the police have a brutal double homicide, dismemberment, foreign nationals. This is sensitive.
Extremely sensitive.
Yeah.
So they make a decision. Tight lockdown on the details, especially the really gruesome parts. The dismemberment, the fact they were found in the trunk. Keep it strictly internal.
Why? Wouldn't that fuel rumors?
It's a risk, yeah.
Yeah.
But they probably figured the killer was this careful, detail-oriented type.
Okay.
So maybe, just maybe, if they held back those very specific, unique details,
They could use the secret itself as a trap if someone somehow knew those unreleased facts.
they had to be involved. Either the killer or someone very close to the killer.
Wow. Okay, so they set this information trap. And does it work?
It works almost immediately.
Right.
But not because of some clever police sting. It's pure coincidence, or maybe arrogance. Right as the police are processing the car scene, who happens to walk by?
Don't tell me, Falak.
Falak, the neighbor. The friend who reported the car missing in the first place.
No way.
Yes. She sees the police activity, asks some bystanders what's going on. They tell her it's a crime scene, a bad one.
And what does she do?
She immediately gets on the phone, calls Fadi, back in Syria,
And tells him.
and tells him everything, the exact details the police were holding back. She tells him his mother and sister weren't just killed. She tells him they were dismembered. And she tells him they were found in the trunk of the car.
Oh, Falak, that's unbelievable.
It's the fatal mistake, the moment of self-sabotage.
So Fadi, obviously distraught, calls the police back in Oman, trying to confirm this horror.
Exactly. And the police hear this detailed account from him, and the alarm bells go off instantly. They ask him the crucial question. How did you know? How did you know about the dismemberment, about the trunk?
And Fadi tells them Falak told him.
He does. And just like that, the entire focus of the investigation snaps onto Falak. She knew things only the police and the killer could know.
So they start watching her, checking her background.
Immediately, they pull communication records,
Yeah.
calls, messages between Falak and Malak.
And what do they find? A hidden motive.
They find the money trail. It turns out Malak had loaned Falak a significant amount of money.
Ah.
And crucially, Malak wasn't just trusting her friend. She had collateral, signed bank checks from Falak.
So leverage. Malik could cash those checks if Falak didn't pay.
Exactly. And the messages showed that's exactly what was happening. Malik was demanding repayment. Falak was refusing or stalling.
And Malik threatened to use the checks.
She threatened legal action with those checks. The pressure was building.
So the motive becomes crystal clear. Get rid of Malak, get rid of the debt, and most importantly, get those checks back.
That's the theory. And there's physical evidence, or rather a lack of it, that supports this.
What's that?
When they re-examine everything the car, the initial searches of the apartment and boutique, they realize those specific bank checks are missing. Gone.
The missing link, the checks themselves.
It solidifies the motive. The checks were worth killing for, it seems.
So they bring Falak in for questioning.
They do, and she denies everything at first, plays the grieving friend.
But they have the messages, the phone call leak.
They confront her with it all. The timeline inconsistencies, the leaked info to Fadi, the financial conflict. But the moment she apparently breaks is when they hit her with the direct question.
Where are the bank checks?
Precisely. And then the confession comes.
What did she say happened? How did she do it?
It was a lure. She invited Malak and Rose over to her apartment. The pretense was that she was finally ready to pay back the money, settle the debt, give back the checks.
A peace offering that was actually an ambush.
Exactly. Waiting inside wasn't just Falak, but her brother too.
Her brother was involved.
Yes. As soon Malak and Rose were inside, the trap sprung. It turned violent. Malik apparently realized what was happening, struggled, tried to scream.
And they overpowered them.
Falak and her brother attacked them. The strangulation happened right there in Falak's apartment.
And the checks?
Here's the chilling part that confirms the motive. According to the confession, the very first thing they did after the murders, before anything else,
They searched Malik's handbag?
found the checks and secured them. Their financial problem was solved in their minds.
Wow. The cold calculation is astounding. What about the disposal?
That happened in the apartment too. The dismemberment with the cleaver, they bagged the remains.
And loaded them into Malik's own car.
Yes. And then the final act of deception. Under the cover of darkness, they drove Malik's car.
And parked it near the victim's boutique.
Right. To deliberately mislead the police, make them think the crime was connected to the business, maybe a robbery gone wrong there or a rival. Anything to point suspicion away from Falak, the friendly neighbor.
An incredibly elaborate plan, ultimately undone by her own need to.
Way to boast.
Seems like it. Her brother was arrested too, of course. He tried to pin the actual murders solely on Falak, saying he only helped with the disposal afterwards.
Did that work?
No. The evidence pointed to both participating in the ambush. They were both convicted. Sentenced to death.
It really comes back to that betrayal, doesn't it? The closest friend.
Deeply. The investigation painted a picture of Falak being consumed by envy, jealous of Malik's success, her wealth, feeling entitled to that money she borrowed.
And using that position of absolute trust to commit murder.
Horrifyingly simple in a way.
So we started this deep dive with what looked like a straightforward, if worrying, missing persons case.
Yeah, a missed phone call, a missing car. And it unraveled into this incredibly brutal crime, driven not by some shadowy figure, but by the person next door. Driven by greed, pure and simple, disguised as friendship. Those missing bank checks were the key.
The entire meticulous plan, designed to frame the victim's business world, just crumbled because the killer couldn't resist showing off, couldn't resist demonstrating her inside knowledge to Fadi.
Which leaves us with that final thought for you, the listener. It's really quite profound when you think about it.
What does it say about the psychology, the ego, of a killer like Falak? That the need to feel powerful, to be acknowledged as someone in the know about the crime's darkest secrets.
That need actually overrides the most basic instinct for self-preservation. The need to stay silent, to stay free.
That single phone call, that boast to the victim's son. It was the fatal flaw in an otherwise chillingly effective plan.
A truly devastating story about trust, greed, and ultimately self-destruction. Thank you for diving deep with us today.